Hello and welcome back in this very fine and warm morning. I received this cool and special requested video by Mr. Charlie Anderson on my Patreon page. So he requested a special engine. He called it a VTEC V8. That's what he requested, with carburetor, not fuel injection. He wanted to rev to 10,000 RPM and he wants it to be huge, an 8.4 liter V8, and he wanted me to stick it into a 70's vehicle or car, and he wanted to take it around the test track. I like the idea. I like the engine very much, and I did it, sort of. And I thought to myself, I've been thinking about doing a classic modern concept. Well, what I mean is I want to do a 70's vehicle, a 70's muscle car, and combining it with modern technology. Because I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube or on Facebook or wherever of people buys or find some 70's 60's car pickup trucks or muscle cars or even big sedans, big luxurious sedans, and they turn them into a hardcore track cars or hardcore racing cars with extremely modern suspension, modern engines in front, but they keep the classic, body and the style of the car, and some of them even keep the classic interior of the car, but they make everything else modern and very elegant. And I really like the idea of that, but this one is very different from that because I want to make a 70's looking, as you can see, muscle car that looks really classic from outside but really modern from inside, and classic at the same time. It's a little bit complicated, but let me explain it along the way. So I've chosen this classic 70's muscle car body. It looks absolutely magnificent, and I've chosen this special high-end and modern chassis. The body itself is made from carbon fiber. The chassis itself is monocoque, and it's made also from carbon fiber. Front longitudinal engine placement with double wishbone front suspension, multi-links in the rear with +5 quality on the chassis. So it's pretty much hardcore chassis. Moving on, this is the engine that Mr. Charlie requested. It's a 90 degrees 8-cylinder engine, aluminium block, 120 millimeters maxed out on the bore, 92.8 millimeter on the stroke, which equals 8,396 cc. You can say 8.4 liters because this is very this is very like, all manufacturers. They never when they say 1.6 liter, it's not really 1.6. It's 1,500 and something. When they say 4.6 liter, sometimes they push it to 4,601. Sometimes, like for example, the 6.2 liter V8, it will be like 6,189.91. So this is pretty much perfect like this. He also wanted an overhead cam, a single overhead cam with 4 valves per cylinder. I mean, if I want to push it to dual overhead camshaft with 5 valves per cylinder, or even keep it 4, it will get much more powerful than this. But this is the requested engine, and I cannot argue with that because overhead cam is not really a bad camshaft, but dual overhead is just, I will not say double the numbers, but it's much more elegant and much more better. But I'm gonna keep it overhead cam because Mr. Charlie requested it. Aluminium heads. He wanted to be he wanted a VTEC V8, and as we all know, VTEC is like it's a combined force of variable valve lift and variable valve timing together. So I've chosen variable valve lift technology, forged steel crankshaft, lightweight forged connecting rods, lightweight forged pistons, zero quality here, 11.4:1 compression ratio, 60 on the cam profile, 94 on the VVL profile with variable valve timing, as you can see. So now we have officially the correct VTEC form here with +6 quality on the camshaft and the VTEC EO technology. Naturally aspirated, and I'm using DCOE carburetors with the form of quad carburetors on the top, racing configuration of or I could call it a racing intake manifold and a racing there is no air filter here, because when you choose racing there is no air filter at all. Ultimate 100 octane fuel, this is also by Mr. Charlie. I'm using 12.7 is the air fuel ratio, which is the maximum these carburetors can push, because one extra degree and the engine will start to lose power and the engine will start to running rich. So this is very much maxed out on the fuel mixture, naturally aspirated on these carburetors. 100 on the ignition timing, which is extremely advanced, and the RPM is 7,600. Now this is the part that I was really sad about, because Mr. Charlie requested a 10,000 RPM V8. I tried everything with plus 15 quality, with titanium connecting rods and everything, with billet steel crankshaft, and the engine exploded at 8,900 RPM, and it only made 990 horsepower. So because I don't want to use plus 15 quality engine, this is just ridiculous. No one can ever make it in real life, because it will take months and years to make. So I've chosen this plus 6 quality, plus 2 quality on the engine to make it, doable in real life. Because 120, as you can see on the engineering time, is pretty much acceptable for a concept, and the production units are 120, also very much acceptable for a concept. Now let's move on. Plus 2 quality on the fuel system, with the racing or raised tubular headers with dual exhaust pipes. 3.5 inch is the exhaust diameter, or 88.9 millimeters, with bypass valves. Actually there is no need for them. And as you can see, no catalytic converters, no mufflers at all. Plus 2 quality. And this is the final result: 906 horsepower, 0.3, and 690.4 pound-feet of torque. The engine is, the reliability, of course, because I'm using racing intake. That means no air filters. The reliability will drop significantly, and the DCOE carburetors are not really that reliable. So you have to forgive the reliability points here. The fuel economy, of course, for a carbureted engine, and the carburetors are pushing their maximum amount of fuel inside the engine, and you cannot really expect that much from the fuel economy. But 14% for an 8.4 liter V8 with 4 DCOEs on the top, and maxed out air fuel ratio on these carburetors, yes, 14.5% is pretty much acceptable. The engine is extremely loud, 93.9 points, extremely loud. If you are wearing headphones right now, your ears will bleed. And the engine is not really smooth because it's a racing engine. 308 kilograms, very heavy also. And now let's fire it up. Get ready for your ears to bleed. As you have heard and as you were hearing, the engine was an absolute beast. Wow, what a sound is coming out of those straight pipes. Now let's move on. This is the body that I've chose, 1965 coupe or coupe. Zero quality on the body and the fixtures with this cool and clean looking and clean color of white. As you can see, normal white, nothing special, no, not much flakes in it, not much gloss in it, normal cheapy white. Let's move on. This is these are the fixtures that I've chosen. This front grille in black and white, the front, also the second grille down there, open mesh with these headlights. As you can see, the indicators has been colored to, as you can see, clear. You have clear glass even on the indicator side. We have this looking six-pack CUDA hood vent or hood scoop or whatever you want to call it. I think they call it the shaker because it shakes with the engine on the CUDA. And these door handles, the vents on the top here, on the back here, with the weird looking 70's fuel filler cap, and the rear wing. Of course, we have a front lip also, and the vents here on the sides, and the vent over there in the back. These tail lights also. And the license plates say concept, because this is a true concept, and I will tell you why. As you can see, these huge tailpipes and these rims over here, it looks magnificent. Now, you have seen that the engine is carbureted, and the car or the body is looking classic, but it's made from carbon fiber, and the chassis is from carbon fiber, and we have modern suspension front and rear. Now, since the engine is carbureted, I thought to myself, I should give it a modern gearbox. As you can see, I've chosen all-wheel drive type with dual clutch gearbox and 7-speed or 7 ratios. Yes, a carbureted engine with a modern dual clutch transmission with 7-speed and 325 kilometers per hour is the gearbox top speed, with 19 on the spacing. As you can see, I'm using also electric limited slip differentials front and rear, and the power distribution is, I want it to be 45% to the front, 55 to the rear. Yes, I think this is perfect. And +5 quality on the gearbox. Radial semi-slick tires in front and rear, 240 front and rear, and the rims are 70-inch with 650 on the tire diameter, with carbon fiber rim material with +5 quality here. I'm using carbon ceramic 6 pistons brakes in the front with 350 millimeters of the size, and carbon ceramic 4 pistons in the rear with 345 millimeters, and the pad type is 52. The brake base is 68% to the front, 32 to the rear with +1 quality. Downforce with 100 all the way, with active rear wing, cooling flaps, 68 on the front lip and 100 on the rear wing, 55 on the engine cooling and 100 on the brake cooling, +5 quality. And yes, you are seeing it correctly, it has only a single seat because I wanted to be a track car. This is a very hardcore handling car, as you will see later. And remember, this is a concept car. As you can see, no one will buy it. I don't care, because this is a concept car, no one can buy it. Sports interior, because I could have chosen basic will be much lighter, but let me show you what sport means. Read it. As you can see, it says here the engine or the interior made from minimum weight. Oh, I received a comment by Mr. Adax on my Patreon page. Yes guys, you can now go to my Patreon page, see the latest request, and you can I want you please to request over there, because over there is more organized. I can give you an update on your request. I can give you if anything happened with the request, if I'm late, if I'm busy, I will tell you, and you will be updated frequently with your request and how well it's going. Let me just open it again. You can pause the video here. As you can see, it made from aluminium, fiberglass, carbon fiber race bucket seats. That's why I chose sport, because it has bucket seats inside. High quality leather cloth or suede. it's pretty much perfect for a racing car. As you can see, the seats are buckets made from carbon fiber and aluminium. Perfect. No entertainment, of course. Plus zero quality here. Electric variable power steering with ABS. Nothing else. Actually, when you choose an automation, when you choose these kind of bodies from the 70s and 60s, your only option on traction aids are only ABS. I mean, this is a modern chassis and modern everything except the engine, but you only get ABS. It's okay. ABS will work just fine. Plus 5 quality here. Basic 10 safety. I don't wanna make it heavier. Zero quality. Standard springs with semi-active dampers and active sway bars. Custom suspension setup, as you can see. Minus 1.9 degrees of camber in front. Minus 1.5 degrees of camber in the rear. The spring stiffness are 320 front and rear. Dampers are 320s in front, 2.8 in rear. Yes, sway bars are a little bit strange to you because, as you can see, zero on front. I think we don't have any kind of sway bar in front, and the maximum and the thickest thickest sway bar ever made in the rear. And I think this is weird, but when I played here so much. I started with 3000, 4000, I switched it all around, 6000 here, 7000. I did a lot of lap times using these different sway bar setup, and this one was the most quickest around the test track and the better in handling and sportiness value. Let's move on. 186 millimeters is the ride height, which is perfect and low, and also you can use it. As you can see, the rear load capacity is still great. The max load capacity is also great. As you can see, plus 5 quality on the suspension. These are all the features on the car, and yes, it will cost you around 95,369. As I mentioned, this is a concept, no one can buy it, and yes, it can do only 10 miles per gallon, which is very low, I know that, but remember, this is a racing concept, so no one cares about fuel economy here. Even with racing intake and a 50% on the engine reliability, it still managed 64.9% on the total reliability on the vehicle, which is good. It's not bad at all. The car is drivable. It's pretty very sporty, and yes, it's not comfortable at all. I mean, it's a racing car, and it has nice prestige points to it, and it's safe even using basic. I've chosen basic safety equipment and still managed 65 points. It's not really practical because it only have one seat, but the trunk or the boot is big, so you can put cargo in it. Yes, can you imagine a racing car with cargo in the back? As you can see, the utility points are pretty much good. I mean, because look at the trunk or the boot, it's big. I mean, you can put a lot of stuff in the back. This is the most advantage of the 70s vehicles because they were big. You could have put a house in the back. Wow. Alright, now what should I show you? The test track. As you can see, the total weight is nearly 1.5 tons. As you can see, the weight distribution is 60-40. You can tow nearly 3.5 tons behind it, and you can put nearly 200 kilograms in the rear. The downforce is pretty much active, 164 kilograms in the rear, 119.1 kilograms in the front. No brake fading whatsoever. The stopping distance is perfect. 310 kilometers per hour is the vehicle top speed. 2.4 seconds is 0 to 100. 9.78 seconds is the quarter mile time. It's very quick car, and the roll angle is perfect. Look at the G meter here for the cornering. And now, as you can see, I already run it around the automation test track, and it did it in 157, but I think this will change. Alright, let's begin. as you can see, it did it 157.48. Oh, the same. That's perfect. All right, so it's very much quick. I mean, the speed on the straight line is, we are really close to the top speed, and the acceleration, the handling, the cornering is just perfect. Now let's move on to the airfield, or yes, the Top Gear test track, and now let's see what time we will get here, because we'll be surprised. And remember this, can you imagine this looks, and this classic looking vehicle on around test track? I mean, people, if you showed up to a test track, you know, in this vehicle, people will think that you are crazy. Who takes a muscle car from the 70s and the 60s to a test track? Are you crazy? Oh, and yeah, they are just sitting in their Skylines and their Supras and their whatever vehicles they are in the test track at that day, and they will show up in this, and you will whoop their, I'm not gonna say the word, but you will just scatter them to pieces around the test track with this. Unless if they are driving 1,000 horsepower Skylines, then you will be doomed. But now let's go back here and see what kind of time we will get. Alright, so 1 minute 10 seconds point 55. Wow, that's extremely quick for a vehicle in this shape. And the power, the cornering is just an absolute beast. Whoa, that is perfect. I'm really happy with this result. I mean, it's a perfect concept. I like the idea of classic slash modern, especially the engine. The engine is really classic. I mean, yes, it has VTEC or variable valve lift and variable valve timing technology in it, but it's still a carbureted engine mated to a dual clutch 7-speed gearbox. Amazing. And electric limited slip differentials front and rear, and the sporty interior, you know, of course a single seat only, and a carbon fiber body, carbon fiber chassis, extremely high-end suspension setup, carbon ceramic brakes front and rear, active downforce front and rear. I mean, what else would you like? It's perfect. I mean, if I want to make it even perfect, you know, for daily driving, for daily driving car, I would make the engine fuel injected, so I can make it more economical. I would also make the interior, I will keep it sporty, but I will add another seat in front and 2 seats in the rear maybe. I will also make the suspension sporty but more comfortable. I will make the engine more quieter, adding mufflers to it. I mean, yes, the power of course will drop. I mean, it will drop from 900 horsepower. I will drop it to, let's say, 800. Drop it extra 100. I will also make it work on 98 octane fuel, so you can go to any pump station and fill it up, and it will be it will be perfect. I will keep the carbon ceramic brakes, but I will make them a little bit smaller so they can, you know, work in the city without making them expensive to repair. The chassis, I think I will switch it from carbon fiber to maybe light advanced high strength steel. Keep the same suspension, make it more comfortable as I said before, and it will be perfect for daily driving, city driving, a modern day muscle cars from the 70s. Maybe no one will buy it, maybe car enthusiasts will buy it, but it will be a limited edition vehicle. And I'm really happy with the end result here, guys. If you enjoy the video, please hit that like button. And yes, I want to thank you, Mr. Charlie, for your engine and for this cool idea, for the 70s vehicle, because I'm really happy with the end result here. And thank you so much, guys, for watching. Hit that like button if you like the video, get subscribed if you are new to my channel, hit that notification bell so you can get a notification each time I release a new video. And of course, keep requesting more videos, and please, guys, keep your requests simple, because I'm really happy with your requests, but I receive tons and tons of requests. And could you please write them not in the comment section, could you please write them in my Patreon page, because over there I can organize all the requests and keep you guys up to date on all your requests without forgetting anyone. So I'm gonna see you very very soon with more cool requests, because I just received right now, let's see on my phone, 3 requests. Yes, 3 requests, 1 engine, 2 engine, and 1 car. Oof, thank goodness that I'm free today. I'm gonna keep cracking and record all these videos and set them to be ready on the channel very very soon. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you very soon, and goodbye for now, my friends.